which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for attending the supervisors meeting today on the 17th of December 2024. Is there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, the reports carried over from last week, so those are not, we need to remove those. There's no reports.
No report?
They just carried over on the agenda from last week.
Meet with department heads and elected officials. Colin Gersh, IT.
Good morning, just keeping busy like always, but nothing new to report for the board.
Okay. Rodney Bleaker, maintenance.
Good morning, Sam. Just busy, nothing new to report today.
Thank you. Jared Lassiter, regional planning.
Just keeping busy as usual. We got a couple agenda items for some board appointments for zoning. And then the zoning commission has a meeting tomorrow, Wednesday evening at 5:30 at the regional planning office in West Burlington. It's a rezoning request that most likely will come to the board sometime in January. But apart from that, I don't have anything else to report.
Thank you. Sheriff, you're just kind of like that mole that sticks its head in there once in a while. I didn't see you a while ago.
In and out, never referred to as a mole, but I'll take it. We're doing well, another busy week, and so I have a lot of things happening this week. We had Chop with the Cop on Saturday. We had to weather delay that until about 11, but we made it happen. Just had a 1-hour event at Black Hawk School and then made our way over to Walmart. I was a little bit late for that because I was in Fort Madison helping with their promotional interviews. They're promoting the captain down there, so it was a good experience to be part of that process. I was glad to help out on it and just kind of see how other civil service boards work and operate and how they go through their process. So, but Chop with the Cop went well. 25 kids. I think that's the most kids we've ever actually had show up the day of, even with the weather happening. It went well. I think everybody had a good time, even though it was a little shorter. Working on city contracts, just for the next fiscal year 26, getting those in line for the next budget year, and then the school resource officer contracts. So I'll be at the Danville City Council meeting tonight to go over their proposed contract, and we'll do the same with Middletown and Mediapolis, and then the school boards. The jail was at 94 this morning, but 7 of those were in intake. So busy night last night. We'll see how morning court goes and see where our numbers land. But we're 18 out of county right now.
Do you have any ready to go up to Oakdale?
Yeah, we're sending out 5 today. Yesterday I said to Coulter, 5 are going out tomorrow. We'll find a little bit of relief. We won't have any arrests tonight. And I came in this morning, we had 7 in intake, and it was, he says I'm the optimist, but that's the way it is.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Yep.
Natalie,
Good morning. Everything's good in the recorder's office. I did attend a District 5 meeting in Fairfield on Friday. There was some interesting discussion, and then the affiliates were able to get together, and have some other discussions, so that was nice. But otherwise, everything's going good. Just starting to get ready to submit the budget.
getting a lot of UTV, or is it the boat that's coming up?
Boats start in January. UTVs do expire December 31st, so you're getting down to the final week to get those renewed. So yeah, you can stop in the office and renew, or you can renew online.
Thank you. Shannon, how's emergency management going?
Well, as you can tell, the weather has started to get a little chilly, and we've started to get some of our winter weather. So I just wanted to remind everyone about preparedness activities for the winter, including for your vehicle, having warmer items in your vehicle, getting items ready at home in the event you lose power. I saw a lot of Burlington lost power this weekend. Just preparing yourself for the winter, preparing your household, just setting a reminder for that for everybody. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Angie, how's the safety?
Good morning. Just been busy, but nothing really new to report.
Well, that's great. Krista, you're back there behind Brian, he's pretty wide body there, look.
Good morning. We're just keeping busy. We are wrapping up our pod drills this week, so we've been doing a preparedness drill, working with our partners in the community. So a pod is actually a point of dispensing, and so we have contracts with a lot of our partners that if we would receive, if there was an emergency, then any distribution from the stockpile would come through public health, and so we're just practicing that. We're just gonna wrap that up this week, and it's gone very smooth, so I always wanna thank our partners for all their efforts.
Good. Question for you, were you without power when all the power went out up at Hy-Vee and them places?
I don't know, maybe Rodney would know,
The power did go out there, the generator kicked on.
It did, that's what I wanted to know, if everything worked right.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, we had 3 places without power, the jail, crisis center, and
Yeah.
the new health department, but all,
Emergency.
everything worked the way it should. and-
Emergency management didn't have power either.
Oh, yeah, they didn't have power out there too, but they didn't have generators.
Lisa, how's things going for you? It's pretty busy, I think.
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate on it?
What is normally our slowest time of the year, this year is turning out not to be, so. We did end our 2-3 years of a homicide. So that is pending. Terry and I will be handling that, in addition to our other 2 full caseloads that we each carry, so. Still trying to hire, have had 0 interest, except I did have a defendant who put in for the position. Unfortunately, he
Did you
does
say
not
the
meet the
defendant?
educational requirements. Otherwise, I might have taken him up on it.
Experience.
We're just plodding along with what we have.
Okay, thank you. Sarah Doty, I'm getting you last for some reason.
Well, you still have Brian, but that'll take a while, so. Holidays coming up, so all payroll needs to be entered by the 20th unless you have weekend staff. And then if you have weekend staff, that needs to be entered by 10 a.m. on the 23rd. We have to have everything to the bank by 5, so unless you don't want a paycheck that week, I suppose we should probably get that taken care of. No meeting next week, the 24th, so the 31st will be our next meeting. We will do the swearing in of the officers that day, as long as the judge emails back and says that they're good for that day. But yeah, just getting things prepared for budget, the new year.
Been a busy
Busy.
year for you.
I'm very busy.
Say that again, which day?
The 31st,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Mr. Carter, secondary road.
Good morning. As Kevin mentioned, active weather this weekend. Thanks to the guys, we had most of our guys out, and I don't know, it could have been far worse is what I'll say. I mean, I honestly think as far as ice storms go, we dodged what could have been a far bigger mess, at least on the transportation side of it. But we did run motor graders a better part of the day. Nice thing was the warm up that night, and then the next night really helped the gravel roads. And the pavements really, I think by the time we left after lunch, the guys had those down to just wet pavement for the most part. But we were here longer than we expected. That rain just kept coming, and the warm up just didn't show up, and it just kept slushing up. And it wasn't that the road was crazy slick, but it would, if you got into the little bit of slush that was there, it would just pull you towards the ditch. So yeah, thanks to the guys for working, even though that's their job, they did show up and do it. So I think we came out of that fairly decent. And other than that, there's a ton of stuff going on in the office. Like Natalie mentioned, budget and stuff like that. But see, the crew that's been working on that box culvert on Pleasant Grove Road that I've talked to you about, they did their last concrete pour yesterday. So if we get the right weather, we'll start doing some backfill, and there's some tiles to hook up and stuff like that. So if the weather plays decent, we've got some work to do up there also. and then they'll be working the spring without a doubt. We're just running out of actual construction weather. So, other than that,
Well, the guys did a good job on the roads I traveled on that old Highway 34. They was out at 5 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
That's our early start time, and
Yeah.
I had actually talked to Kevin the day before, just to give him a heads up, and it, I don't know when it actually started raining, but obviously it was supposed to start about 2 in the morning, and I'm guessing somewhere in there it did. So we actually had gone out and put some material out on the paved roads the day before to kind of help buffer that first freezing rain. So around Burlington, you could still tell we'd done that, but when you got up into the flats with the wind and stuff like that, you couldn't really tell we'd done anything, so. But, I don't know, it's I guess if anything, it's a reminder of what's to come. Hopefully it's not freezing rain, though, we could do without that.
How low is that temperature that it still works on when you guys put chemical down?
Well, we use treated salt, so it'll work all the way down to, I mean, we've seen activity all the way down to 0 or even below if the sun's out during a really cold day. So, it's good, the treatment on it helps it work to a colder temperature because it's got chloride treatment.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Chris Lee, Conservation.
Morning, sorry I was late, had a meeting go long this morning up with the Great Brook Partnership, end of year, everybody's looking at budget and stuff. That's pretty much our story too, just looking at budgets, working on that stuff. A couple of staff and I are doing training of this software system that will be rolling out after the first of the year, so moving along with that. Our education team's working on continually scheduling programs. We have winter camp coming up towards the end of the month. I think we still have slots open for that for 7 to 10-year-olds, I do believe. So it's just it's a day camp. And then our next runs, so we do a run a month. So our next one is the Ugly Sweater Run here at the end of this month. That's the Starscape. The one after that in January is going to be in the mall. So that'd be kind of neat. We're going to do a 5K inside the mall, which would be kind of fun. That would be at the end of January.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, right? Other than that, just kind of keeping on.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Correspondence, do you have any correspondence? I have none. Discussion vote accounts payable claims in the amount of $1,354,236.29.
Motion to approve.
Second. Sarah?
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes. Okay, we have a resolution 2024-52 setting the time and date for the fiscal year 25 budget amendment hearing. Be it resolved, the supervisor hereby fixes the time and place for the public hearing on the fiscal year 25 budget amendment for Tuesday, December 31st, 2024 at 9 a.m. in the boardroom of the Moines County Courthouse. The Moines County Budget Director is hereby directed to publish the notice and estimated summary as required by law.
Motion to approve.
Second. Sarah Doty?
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes. Okay, we have resolution 2024-53, reappointment of Randy Burgess to the Moines County zoning board.
Motion to approve.
Whereas the Moines County Supervisors approved the appointment of the Moines County zoning board of adjustments, the board of adjustments member Randy Burgess has expressed interest in continuing to serve as a member of the Board of Adjustments following his most recent term, which ended November 2024.
Motion to approve.
Sarah Doty?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Bear with us, I'm slow. Okay. And now we have resolution 2024-54, reappointment of Sherry Zeller to the Moines County Zoning Board of Adjustment.
This one, just for some explanation here, there's some extra statements on here. We uncovered an issue where, for whatever reason, going back at least 15 years now, there's been two members up for reappointment at the same time, which, as designed by the zoning ordinance, it's supposed to be staggered once every year for 5 years, because there's 5 members. So we determined, evidently there's been a mistake at some point back in the early 2000s, and we discussed it with the county attorney. A solution there to simply have this next term appointed to 2 years, and that way, that concludes in a year where there wouldn't have been one up for appointment, and so that way, from going forward, everybody would have 5 years, and there'd be one reappointment every year. So, this case, we were lucky because both of the people were interested in being reappointed, but in the case that were not the case, then we'd have to get 2 people at once potentially, so this would minimize that burden going forward.
Okay. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Supervisors hereby reappoints Sherry Zeller, 138 O'Connell Beach Road, to the Moines County Zoning Board of Adjustments with a 2-year term to expire on November 2nd, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second. Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Thanks, Jared.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a 20-day agreement between Mediapolis Community School District and Des Moines County for the SRO officer. Sheriff, would you like to?
This is, we have school resource officers in both Mediapolis and Danville. Matt Brecken, Deputy Brecken, is our school resource officer at Mediapolis. Both programs are going very well. Both schools want to continue this partnership, so we do 2-year agreements just to kind of give stability because it does require to maintain staff and keep them employed. So we met with the superintendent, we gave our proposals, and we worked really hard to kind of work within both budgets, to be fair to both ends, because we want to see the program continue. So this is the number we landed at. It's about a 3% increase, just slightly over, so we're happy with that, and just would ask the board to approve, because we'd like to see that program continue.
Okay. Thank you, Sheriff. Okay, the district agrees to pay the county the amount of $77,602 for the 25 and 26 school year, to be paid in equal payments of $38,801. The district agrees to pay the county the amount of $79,934 for the 26-27 school year, to be paid in equal payments, $39,967. First payment will be due December the 1st, and the second payment May the 1st of each year. And see, the superintendent's already signed this, so.
Yeah, so we went through the school board, they voted on it at Mediapolis. Danville's gonna be doing the same very soon. And we should see theirs come our way as well. So the school board's already passed it and just waiting on the board's approval.
Motion to approve.
Second. Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Good Central Valley Workforce Development Board, funding request. Yes?
Good morning, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you so much for having us this morning to talk about Skill Up Mississippi Valley. Before I hand it over to Mandy to answer any questions or give you more details about the program, I do want to clarify a couple of points from the funding request letter from last week's County Board of Supervisors meeting. Our funding request is not for any previously accrued expenditures or previously enrolled individuals. We are seeking funding from all of the counties that we support to fund the program for another year for the period of July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026. This is completely separate from the federal programs that we oversee because the Skill Up program is open to all residents in all of our 8 counties, and they have unlimited access, unlike our federal programs that have very significant and restrictive eligibility and suitability criteria. A little bit about our federal programs that we serve individuals with significant barriers, so they must be low-income public assistance recipients, justice-involved, homeless, dropout youth, or anyone who needs assistance to earn a self-sustaining wage. And the suitability piece means that the individual must be willing and able to set an employment or educational goal to put them on a path to earning a self-sufficiency wage to reduce their reliance on public assistance programs. We do have a presence in Des Moines County through the Iowa Works Center at Westland Mall, where we hold monthly job fairs. And one thing to note about the Iowa Works Centers is that there's multiple workforce programs under one roof that are overseen by lots of different agencies. So collectively, last program year, we provided 19,321 services to 1,957 Des Moines County job seekers. And of those, we enrolled 80 in our federally funded programs, which provide the very intensive case managed workforce services, and provided them 527 services. And we often collaborate with lots of Des Moines County-based organizations on resource fairs, business events, and special workforce initiatives, one being the most recent Talent Beyond Borders event at the Greater Burlington Partnership. So I'm gonna now hand it over to Mandy to answer any questions you have about Skill Up Mississippi Valley and give you some more information.
Yeah,
Good
Miranda.
morning.
Oh.
I have some information that I pulled direct from the platform so that it relates to Des Moines County. So the Skill Up Mississippi Valley is an online e-learning platform that's aimed at bridging skill gaps by aligning individuals' abilities with industry needs through targeted assessments and training. So it's self-paced to allow users to navigate through the system and take courses that they want to take. But if you go to the career tab within that platform, the dashboard, there is a pathways tab, and you answer skill questions on your ability in over 15 areas. And then the system takes that knowledge and it creates a little graph that shows you your gaps in skill knowledge. And you can choose different pathways based on the industry, and it will tell you where your gaps are for those jobs. So I pulled some Lightcast data for Des Moines County, and the following industries are the top areas for workforce demand in Des Moines County. So we have IT, manufacturing and production, transportation, and finance. So those industries not only drive your local economic development, they also provide opportunities for residents to develop skills to align with those long-term career pathways. So I pulled a couple of pathways from Skill Up and aligned them with those job industries. So IT, under a database and server administrator, courses that it would assess your skill knowledge on is server administration 1 and 2, server architecture, fundamentals of Unix, managing files and directories, network administration and security, debugging and security implementation, and data access. So it also assesses your basic skills in academics, ensuring that you have a fundamental knowledge to work in the workforce, personal skills focusing that communication, problem solving, and adaptability, and then also workplace skills on soft skills that are able to help you navigate the workforce world. So it assesses all of those things, and then it gives you a graph that says where your skill gaps are. I can tell you my skill gaps in IT are significant. The other role that I pulled was a service and help desk IT technician. So the foundational skills that they could get from SkillUp was some call center customer service, or several courses in that, and working with customers over the phone, computer hardware components, network topology and architecture, and networking protocols. And then the other high field in Des Moines County is manufacturing. So I pulled a maintenance technician position, which is hard to fill at this time. The schools are having a hard time finding instructors, and the people who want to go into this role don't really know how to navigate getting into a maintenance tech role in manufacturing. So in the courses there, it offered basic safety and PPE, the use of hand and power tools. And when I say hand and power tools, I mean it went into every individual one. There were 20 courses based on these alone. Blueprint reading for maintenance, safety in industrial environments, and troubleshooting basics and problem solving in the manufacturing industry. The second role I pulled for manufacturing is a welder. The basics for that was basic safety and personal protective equipment, occupational safety practices, welding principles covering various types of equipment and techniques, arc welding, and then blueprint reading for welders. So across all of the career pathways within the system, the platform emphasizes those three critical areas as well, like academic, personal, and workplace. So the program itself is going to help people with the pathway to success and the solution for workforce challenges in Des Moines County by addressing skill gaps, fostering the career growth in high demand industries. This initiative will play a vital role in strengthening the local economy and empowering communities. Any questions? Would you like to see the platform?
I have a question. You say
Sure.
this is not program, how was this funded when you started this up? Did the federal or the state fund this?
No, the board had some unrestricted dollars, and we were also able to receive some funds from the Community Foundation of Des Moines County, Grow Clinton, and the Walmart Spark program to fund it for the first year.
Well, I have a problem with stuff that the feds, a federal program and a state program, and then you start up another thing like your Skill Up program, and coming for the counties for it. We've got other boards such as Early Childhood. They've never come and asked Des Moines County for anything. And they do a lot for community action. Community action hasn't come and asked us for money. I feel that this is something you should go to the state. If you feel this good about it, you should go talk to your House of Representatives and your senators. See if you can't get the funding for this. The taxpayers, we're already burdened enough with their taxes.
That's your decision. We were coming to the counties first to see if we could get their support, and if we can't get all 8 counties support, we will then seek out other funding opportunities to support the program moving forward. Because this is not a state or a federal program, we don't want there to be any eligibility criteria for it. We want it to be unlimited to all residents, so we're looking for that flexible funding to be able to provide that to our communities.
I feel like there's a certain level of redundancy with this. I mean, I almost feel like we're already kind of doing this with other programs, and, you know, I don't know, I just can't seem to understand, you know, how this is different from a lot of other programs that we have in the workforce.
All of the other programs in the workforce have that very strict eligibility and suitability criteria to even be enrolled in the program. So unless you're someone who, you know, is on public assistance already or is, you know, has one of those barriers, you're not gonna be able to be enrolled in a workforce program. There's no other workforce program that offers this type of access to online learning at no cost to the citizens.
And how many people utilized this that went to work last year in Des Moines County?
We started the program June 1st, and 775 people have enrolled in the entire 8 counties. I believe in the original funding request letter, I had it broken down by how many had enrolled from Des Moines County, but I do not remember that number off the top of my head.
How many of those were within those restrictions?
So that's the thing. the Skill Up platform, nobody has to meet any eligibility, so it's widely pushed out through all of our community-based partners, and anyone can log on at any time and register and take any class they like, so.
But the
there
question
isn't
is, of
eligibility.
those 700, how many already fall under the restrictions that would work for another program?
So you're asking how many are public assistance recipients or justice involved or those
Yeah,
types of
somehow
barriers?
fit in the other restrictions, how many of that 700 actually are out of those restrictions that are using this program?
Very few. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but most of the individuals that have enrolled in the Skill Up program, I shouldn't use enrolled, I should use the word registered in the platform, they are not currently enrolled in any of the workforce program. Now, whether they would be eligible, that's a very long, intensive program or process to go through to see if someone would be eligible, so I can't answer that question.
Yeah, I'm one with, if somebody likes it, or decides to start a program, I think they need to, already have it figured out how they're gonna take care of it, you know? I still feel that way, and I'm not saying that this is not a good program, but, you got some money from donors last year, and now it's coming down to, putting some of it on the taxpayer. Jim, you can decide what you wanna do, I can't get behind it.
Again, you know, I feel you should go to, in our district here, Taylor Collins or Matt Rinker, talk to them about it, see what they can do about it on a state level, and feds before you come to the county. We should be the last place you come to, not the first.
Okay, that's fine, we just wanted to offer the opportunity. Several other counties actually have an open period where they take outside funding requests from other organizations, so we'll be talking to them in January, and Lee County actually has already committed, so, we will find other ways to fund the program if Lee County does not support it.
And I think if we do this, we're setting precedents for our other boards, such as early childhood, school ready, community action, crime commission, you know, coming for the counties for money where it should be the state funded. So at this time, I say no myself. Anybody else have anything to say?
No, I appreciate what they're doing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Moving on, we have a fireworks permit for Myers Tree Farm. Sheriff, is everything in order? It looks like we got, everybody's signature that we need, so.
J&M always does a great job, and the fire chief reviewed it, and everything looks in order for that.
Okay.
Motion to approve?
Second, Sarah?
Shane Campbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Moving on to personnel action. We have 3 for conservation. We have first one is a resignation of Bryce Wade. That's effective 12/18/24. And the second one is for Tanner Grimm, 24-month step increase. And, $53,202.24 to $55,036.80. And the third one is for Jeff Brewer. And it's for administrative assistance, and it's a 42-month step increase. He's been there more than 42 months.
New system,
What's that?
new salary system.
New salary system? Okay. Previous rate was $50,756.16. New rate is $51,979.20.
Motion to approve all.
Okay, second. Sarah?
Shane Campbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Who does he compare to, Chris, in my office?
Hmm?
Who does he compare to in my office? Because that's what you're doing, right? You're matching them up against. Okay.
Okay, the next one is for Brandon Weddle, administrative assistant. 15 hours leave on 15 hours leave. Huh?
Motion to approve.
Second. Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
A little slow today. Aye.
Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
today.
That's a good one.
Okay, reports, we have reports on
No,
file.
reports were removed.
Oh, that's right. Minutes, you said that. See, I missed that, we're both slow today.
It's okay.
We have minutes for the regular meeting at December the 10th, 2024.
Motion to approve minutes.
Second, Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Okay, is there any other business?
The civil engineer who was, selected to do the plats for the EMS district turned those into me yesterday, so I have received all 7 of those for the northern, Des Moines County. So, they will be on the agenda for the 4th with the, public hearing.
Future agenda items. Okay, committee reports. I had none. Public input. We'll give the minutes, the public 2 minutes. They can, call us at 319-753-8203, extension 4, or email board@dmcounty.com. And that number again to call is 319-753-8204, extension 4. And meanwhile, for the 2 minutes, does anybody in the audience have anything to say? They all look pretty good out there this morning.
It's a lively bunch.
15 seconds. Duck call today.
You haven't got the duck call? See if Laura's got the Grinch call.
I will mention, we had different vehicles over the last couple of days that followed their GPS and decided to go down dirt roads.
Who did it?
2 different vehicles. One was an Amazon Prime truck, from what I was told. The other, neither one of them did I see, was a local, I want to say construction supplies company. They were, some new delivery driver decided to follow GPS back to the highway, kind of a thing. So my advice to them was to wait for it to freeze. But I understand they have a big mess on one, so we may pursue some,
Gravel?
no gravel.
Some
But,
signage,
So,
other than the signage that's there.
there's signs there. So, anyway, pay attention if you're out driving, you don't know where you're at, and if it says caution, road level changes, and then all of a sudden you realize there's no more rock and it looks like dirt, it might be time to stop, so.
Maybe you should get with the GPS programmers.
You can't, we've tried.
It is an uphill battle.
Yeah.
We reached out to Google Maps and tried to do
I
some
was
of
being
those things.
sarcastic actually.
Yeah,
It-
we actually have.
did.
We
They have a
They've
way
actually
you can
tried.
access them, and it's like,
Yeah, it's not, I don't know.
Last year I had a delivery and she called me like 5 times and she's like, you need to come get your delivery. I'm like, no, I paid for delivery. You go around.
Go around.
After you get towed out.
You need to come get your delivery.
Yeah,
I say, where do you want me to meet you?
I'm assuming one of Natalie's boxes was on the Amazon Prime truck.
I didn't have any deliveries that day.
Okay, one of Natalie's daughter's boxes was on the Prime truck. So anyway, that was a little addition to the weekend. Far more of a hardship for them than us really, but it is a pain though for the people that use that road because that road will sit that way now all the way through the winter, and into the spring and until it dries, so, cause it just tears it up and now it'll stand water, so.
Must be the same Amazon driver that delivered a package for my wife yesterday.
Mine all over?
Well, we're at 307, and the house next to us is 403. We got a long block there, so we put it at 403 instead of 307.
Yeah, details.
Minor details.
I think it's the holiday.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
Okay.
I know, you're right.
Quack, quack,
Same
quack.
street at least, come on.
Shane Quack, with an I, we're out of here.
Nice.
Aye.
That's true.
Kevin. Kevin.
with that,
Oh, really? Well, they closed it out and then they developed.
Yesterday.
Reopened, but not everybody.